Hi, dog lovers. It's Donna with A Healthier Dog. I've got a recipe with pork for homemade dog food. Start off with a pound of pork roast. You can cook it on a pot on the stovetop or stick it in your crock pot. I would cover it halfway with water, cook it till it's done. Then you need to cool it off. Best way to do it is get a bowl, fill it with ice, and sit the bowl of cooked pork in it, and it'll cool it off quick. Sometimes if there's room in my fridge, I just sit it in my refrigerator with a towel under it in case it overflows. It's a great way to cool it off. I learned that long ago from the health department. You can also cool it off in the coldest part of your refrigerator or stick it in a part in your freezer that doesn't have a lot of meat or food around it. You can bring the temperature of your freezer down, and that's not good, so you have to keep that in mind. Okay, so now you have the cooked pork roast. Put it in the food processor. You probably want to chunk it up to 4 or 6 chunks. Then add in 2 cups of uncooked spinach, 1 cup of uncooked cabbage, and 1 medium cooked sweet potato, and then blend it all up. It makes a great dog food. And if you want, store it in the refrigerator till it's time to eat, and then portion it out for your dog, depending on its size. And if you wanted to make extra, or if you have larger dogs, just double, triple, quadruple the recipe. A lot of people like to make the dog food recipes up in advance and freeze them. And that's totally normal and okay. I personally cook a lot, so it's not a big deal for me to just make up enough food for a couple of days. And at feeding time, remember, you've got to add some supplements. I've gone over the supplements in other recipes. Dr. Becker has a wonderful book called Real Food. And actually, it's for dogs and cats. She goes over, you can do raw, you can do cooked. And she's got a recipe for vitamins that you can buy the vitamins. They're human grade vitamins. You buy them. She tells you the exact brand, the exact dosage, and the exact amount of which ones to put in. And then you blend them up. You keep them in a little jar. And then each time you feed your dogs, you can portion out how many vitamins are good. Anyway, I highly recommend her book. She totally changed the way I was feeding dogs as far as supplements, and also her recommendation is, I believe, 70 to 80% meat. And also she recommends every other day that you use salmon or sardines, a small amount added to their food so they can get the vitamins from that. And she says wild caught, and if it's canned, packed in water, or you can do fresh or frozen. Obviously, cook it gently if it's uncooked. And if the salmon is not canned, you need to make sure there's no bones. I would go through it with my hands and, mush it up with my hands. At least, I don't know, I would probably do it twice. So that is a recipe my dogs love. They love the pork. I don't know what it is about the pork. I don't do pork a whole lot, but I like to do heritage pork. That to me is equivalent to the beef and the chicken that I buy. The beef I buy grass-fed, free range, and the chicken I buy pasture-raised, which is supposed to be organic. All that meat's supposed to not have hormones or antibiotics in it, and just cooked, fed higher grade ingredients. And it's expensive. And if you can't do that, this is still better than the kibble or the canned food that you're going to buy. The kibble and the canned food are going to have lots of preservatives. They're more than likely not going to have food grade ingredients that can be tainted. And a lot of times they use rotting meat, and that's why they cook it 4 times, the kibble 4 times at really high temperatures, which kills everything. It is no longer a living food. So if the best you can do is to just buy just your average regular meat from the store, regular non-organic vegetables, you're still going to be so much better than pre-made dog food. So enjoy the recipe. See you next time. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, and hit the bell and you'll be notified of new videos coming out. I'm grateful for your viewing.